There are red flags in Jennifer and Ben's relationship that fans just can't ignore.
Because it made me think about it a lot.
They're considered one of Hollywood's hottest couples, and the pair's whirlwind romance, lovingly referred to as Bennifer by fans, was the talk of the town back in the early 2000s before their official split in 2004.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez step out with their respective wedding rings amid rumors they have broken up.
They currently face several relationship red flags that may place their marriage and family dynamics at risk. So what are the biggest red flags in Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's relationship? They have different values. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have demonstrated stark differences in the way they approach their careers. Life in the limelight demands a lack of true privacy, which inevitably takes its toll. However, J.Lo has proven that this is not always the case, as she has always embraced her celebrity status and thrived within the entertainment industry. On the other hand, Ben has a history of drinking too much, and in the past he used drinking as a crutch to handle the less exciting aspects of stardom. For this reason, Ben values his privacy, and this likely causes tension in the marriage.
Ben Affleck has hit a breaking point with J.Lo.
In Jenny's documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, which spans her career and personal life, Ben admitted to struggling with his wife's need to publicize their relationship. Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media. Then I sort of realized it's not a fair thing to ask. It's sort of like you're gonna marry a boat captain and you go, well, I don't want the water. We're trying to learn to compromise. The celebrity lifestyle doesn't make it easy to settle down, especially for someone like Jennifer Lopez, who always seems to have a project on the go. I'm still Jenny from the block. Work is always a top priority for J.Lo, so they are on two completely different pages most of the time, an insider revealed to US Weekly. At the same time, it's important for the individual to support their partner's career, therefore it raised a few brows when Jennifer Lopez attended the 2024 Met Gala solo, despite being one of the co-chairs. Ben Affleck's absence was a deliberate attempt to give him some breathing room, a source shared with OK. And of course she was a little hurt, but she knows he loves her. He just needed a break from the red carpets and publicity that she craves.
People are projecting something onto me that I don't feel about myself at all.
On May 16, 2024, Jennifer sparked divorce rumors by liking an Instagram post shared by relationship coach Niletta Marzak. The post calls out major relationship red flags and explains how you can't build a healthy relationship if your partner doesn't respect your time or lacks integrity, emotional safety, and effective communication skills. Additionally, the post states that you cannot build a strong relationship with people who don't truly know themselves. While unfortunate that J.Lo's online activity is open to public scrutiny, it's interesting that she would like a revealing post while struggling with relationship problems. There was a TikTok video posted by the Daily Mail dating from May of 2023, which shows Ben Affleck opening a car door for Jennifer Lopez, and in the video, which has almost 800,000 likes, Ben Affleck closes the door by dramatically swinging his arm, slamming it.
You got it.
One user in the comment section wrote, "He's always miserable. It must be exhausting for her, and honestly, he doesn't seem worth it." Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez did decide to reunite, but that doesn't mean it was the right move, as they fell back into their relationship quite quickly and tied the knot not too long after.
J.Lo is hiding some stuff that you may want to know if you're a big fan of hers. Let's look into big secrets J.Lo didn't want you to know.
This is me now.
In 2002, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck announced their engagement with plans to wed in 2004, but they canceled things 3 days before their wedding. In the end, they reignited their romance in 2021, and in 2022, they tied the knot. 20 years ago, I fell in love with the love of my life, and during that time, I was making an album called This Is Me Then.
This Is Me Then captured that moment in time.
Lopez is heard telling a crowd in her new documentary, "I hadn't made an album since then. 18 years later, we got back together and I was very inspired." Another source of inspiration was her Bible, a book that Affleck gifted her on the first Christmas together. It is every letter and every email that we wrote to each other from 20 years ago today. She says, sharing that he titled it The Greatest Love Story Never Told by Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, 2001 to 2021, and counting. To Affleck's amazement, Lopez put the book in the studio and allowed her collaborators to pursue it for song ideas. When Affleck learned that Lopez had given the book to everyone in her studio, he seemed stunned and taken aback. Affleck learns that the artists he collaborates with on projects with his wife gave him a nickname. "I was like, you've been showing all the musicians all these letters?" Affleck says in the documentary. And they were like, "Yeah, we call you Pen Affleck." And I was like, oh my god. Affleck remembers having some misgivings about Lopez disclosing so much about their relationship to the public at work.
It means you're not my type. Good night.
Good night.
I did really find the beauty and the poetry and the irony in the fact that it's the greatest love story never told, he tells the cameras. And if you're making a record about it, that seems kind of like telling it. Affleck says in a different scenario that he had to get used to her sharing their personal life with the public. He claims that Jen was greatly motivated by the encounter, which is how artists create their work. I certainly do the same things, but things that are private, I have always felt are sacred and special, because in part they're private, so this was something of an adjustment for me. In the end, Ben accepts Jennifer's project after learning that it's not really about him. I don't really love being in the making of documentary about my personal life, which is why I'm so relieved that I'm not really. It seems like I might be in this, but I'm not really. He says, I was worrying for no reason. The movie wasn't about me. It was about the ability to love yourself, and that love story is a lot harder to find than Prince Charming. Ben admits that concessions had to be made when they decided to get back together after 20 years apart. Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media. Then I sort of realized it's not a fair thing to ask. It's sort of like you're going to marry a boat captain and you're like, well, I don't like the water. We're just two people with kind of different approaches trying to learn to compromise. In the documentary, Ben plays a major role, spending tender moments with J-Lo while the cameras are rolling. It's also disclosed that in addition to his particular role in a love story, Affleck is the one who speaks with Lopez for the documentary. When she does her sit-down interviews, her husband is in front of the camera dressed in a black turtleneck sweater with long sleeves. That's drip. Mark Anthony was offered the part of her significant other in the rebound section of A Love Story, according to Jennifer in the documentary. He was going to be the rebound number with me, the glass house. She tells wardrobe supervisor Sean Breezy Barton during rehearsals. And he was like, I'm friends with Mark. Mark Anthony and Lopez were wed from 2004 till 2014. Max and Em, the pair's 16-year-old twins, are shared. In the scene from Rebound, someone is shown harming their partner while intoxicated, but the vocalist never says who the song and scene are about in particular. The documentary reveals that in addition to Ramos declining the chance to star in A Love Story, Taylor Swift declined to be in the movie as well. There were also no cameos available for Jason Momoa, Jennifer Coolidge, Lizzo, Vanessa Hudgens, Ariana Grande, or Snoop Dogg. I don't want to force anybody to do this who doesn't go, this is gonna be fun. Lopez said before telling her manager, Benny Medina, nobody wants to say no to me, Benny. I get that. But when an actor doesn't like a script, doesn't think it's good enough, or is worried about it, that's what they'll say. The documentary demonstrates how Lopez had an agreement to be financed for her project, but it fell through. Since she had no one else to lend money for the project, she made the decision to contribute $20 million of her own funds. Making a movie with your own money is the most famous cardinal sin in Hollywood, Affleck says in a voiceover. According to Elaine Goldsmith Thomas, J-Lo's producing partner, the reason behind J-Lo's self-inflicted payment was that she was about investing in yourself, literally. Amazon eventually purchased it for an unknown sum. J-Lo was also advised by Jane Fonda, who appears in both the movie and documentary, to withhold certain details of her personal life from Ben. In the 2005 comedy Monster-in-Law, Fonda co-starred with J-Lo. Fonda expresses her worries to J-Lo and says she feels guarded in their relationship. I want you to know that I don't entirely know why, but I feel invested in you and Ben, and I really want this to work, Fonda tells Lopez over the phone. J-Lo describes how Fonda is very protective of me, and she felt like you're putting yourself out there to get beat up again in another confessional scene. Fonda tells Lopez again how much she feels about her and Ben Affleck when she's in the hair and makeup chair after confirming her role in A Love Story. I get real scared, with all that stuff about the Grammys and he looks unhappy, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening, says Fonda. Lopez replies, nothing. He was like, I've become the symbol of the beleaguered man. Ben would later make light of the incident in a 2024 Super Bowl commercial. Jen admits she didn't love herself. Lopez is quite open about the heartache she went through after she and Ben Affleck called off their wedding throughout the documentary. I feel like I lost the love of my life. I felt like I lost the best friend that I ever had, she said, while also talking about her song Broken Like Me, and I couldn't talk to him for so many years, and that was the hardest part. In an intimate moment, she admits that she didn't think much of herself. J-Lo adds that she was able to love herself because of Affleck. What he says and what he saw in me, what he made me believe about myself, only comes from love, because nobody else could make me see that about myself, Lopez said through tears. It's really touching. The world didn't think highly of me because I didn't think highly of myself.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are for sure headed for Splitsville. They have not been pictured together in almost 2 months. This is according to a source. Jennifer was also spotted without him riding solo on a bike, looking happy and glowing not to be by his side. J-Lo was spotted smiling as she rode a bicycle near her mansion in the Hamptons on Long Island in New York. She had on a pink and white top with white shorts and flip-flops. She had Barbie pink sunglasses from Gucci and large silver hooped earrings as she looked very stylish. J-Lo has been in the Hamptons for the past week with her manager, Benny Medina. She's also been seen with Ben's daughter, Violet Affleck, who Ben shares with his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. Jenny has not been pictured with Ben in almost 2 months. The last time was when they attended his son Samuel's basketball game in Los Angeles. When she was spotted on her bike, she was still wearing her wedding ring. Ben has 3 children that he shares with his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. J-Lo, on the other hand, shares twins with her ex-husband, Mark Anthony. Meanwhile, Ben was seen in his office parking lot in Los Angeles on Monday, and he was dressed up in a dark suit with crisp white shirt with no tie as he looked ready for a board meeting. He held onto an iced coffee as he carried a black duffel bag. This comes after DailyMail.com has learned that the combined 5 children have been working behind the scenes to get Jennifer and Ben back together.
He teaches me about how to kind of interact with the kids sometimes.
This was said by a source. The kids think Jennifer and Ben are really deeply in love, like soulmates. They don't want them to divorce, said the insider. They want them to work it out for better or for worse, like their vows said. And if they do feel that the two should continue counseling and talking it out, even if it is painful, they feel like if they do and say the right things, there could be more peace.
He is honestly the best dad I've ever seen.
There's hope they could all celebrate together for a mellow family party in Los Angeles, added the source. So what are they doing exactly to help the couple get back to peace? They highlight the positive attributes that each of them have. And the insider said there's a general feeling that Ben could lighten up. He is a prickly one. He can be grumpy, that is for sure true. He is not happy-go-lucky kind of dude, even if he is very intelligent and funny. The kids are trying to get him to lighten up and let stuff go, added the insider. Turns out J-Lo has her flaws too. She needs to work less and relax more. The twins' dad, Mark Anthony, has always said that Jenny needs to relax and enjoy her life more. He told her for years and years to do this. The kids have another motive. They all like each other and want to stay a family. They tell Ben and Jenny, hey, don't give up, don't lose this. The family has not been all together in one room since June when Samuel graduated from school. The source added that there was supposed to be a divorce announcement on the 4th of July weekend, but it never came. And that is why they are both still wearing their wedding rings. There may be a delay or plans to split for good, but that could also be called off. No one is really sure now, not even their close friends really know, said Appel. Everyone's been waiting for the bombshell news that they have lawyered up and are ready to split, but it has not come, said the source. Jennifer Lopez was caught being rude to people on more than a few occasions. These instances where she reportedly mistreated the people around her are vile. Let's get into it, shall we? For years, many servers and staff have reported that J-Lo is tough to work for. She has numerous rules. There are several accounts of her rude behavior. Some people may be exaggerating, who knows, but with these many people talking, it's hard to make excuses and it's kind of believable. Her drivers allegedly have to follow super strict rules or they will be fired. One woman posted to TikTok to claim that Jennifer Lopez is rude to her drivers. Kayla claimed her father once worked for a company that Jenny often hired to provide drivers and says her dad would refuse to drive J-Lo after hearing stories about her poor temperament.
And he refused to drive her whenever she came in town because of how awful she treated the drivers.
Kayla said that J-Lo does not allow the drivers to look at her, to talk to her, and that even if the driver looks through the rearview mirror, J-Lo will scold them. Lastly, she also allegedly has a peculiar rule. They cannot let her luggage touch the ground.
She will go out of her way to make sure you get fired.
She's also been accused of being a horrible tipper. Apparently, sometimes she doesn't even tip at all. J-Lo tells Ben not to tip at all, and Ben is very much hated in the casino industry for being cheap, being rude to other players, and both of them are notorious for not tipping. There was a server named Penny that claims that she spent one night serving Ben as he was at a poker table and she was not serving anyone else. Ben gave her an extremely generous tip of $10,000. However, once J-Lo caught wind of the tip, she allegedly snatched back the money.
She will go out of her way to make sure you get fired.
Apparently, Ben was so mortified that he sent a bouquet the next day and a $25,000 tip. I wonder if Jenny knows he did this. A flight attendant claimed that J-Lo refused to talk to anyone that isn't in her inner circle. The United Airlines worker said, "I just said, what can I get you to drink?" But even Jennifer refused to look at me. She turned her head away and told her personal assistant, "Please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke." And she wouldn't even look at me. It was sad. She seemed so sweet in her movies. According to Today, J-Lo requires her nannies to work grueling hours every day of the week. She asks them to make sure they can work 16-hour days apparently. This one to me is subjective because it's not like you can force somebody to work a job, so if they don't want to work 16 hours a day, they really don't have to. People can choose to work these long hours or they can just not. Julia Wang shared her story of meeting one of J-Lo's backup singers, and Julia claims that the woman was part of a Vegas concert that J-Lo was performing. She was so mean to her backup singers, Julia said the singer told her. If you were pretty or if you were Latina, it was game over. She hated you. She further claimed that J-Lo refused to talk or even look at any of them during their time of many hours of rehearsal, except for an occasional eye roll or scoff. Julia Wang also said, "Can you imagine spending time with someone working in a closed setting every single day for months and this person never even acknowledging you or acting like you exist?" She shared that J-Lo's demeanor does a 180 when a man walks into the room. She only treats the women poorly because she views them as competition. Yikes.
Jenny may have just revealed how she truly feels about her marriage with Ben.
It was all like nothing really special.
Looks like there isn't just one party at fault for it. As opposed to what a lot of people are saying about J-Lo, Ben's got some stuff to answer to now too.
It was the most toxic thing I have ever experienced.
With Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's breakup, the singer has had plenty of time to think back on their love. She hasn't found the divorce easy, but she acknowledges that she's come to a decision and is prepared to accept reality. Sources close to Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck feel that their marriage is about to collapse and anticipate that they will file for divorce before fall as their split persists. According to insiders, Jennifer is finally recognizing when things with Ben start to go wrong after doing a lot of introspection. Jennifer recognizes her part in the marriage breakup of Ben Affleck, even though it was not entirely her responsibility. Ben Affleck keeps himself pretty quiet. Jennifer now realizes that disclosing her husband's personal love letters to Ben while filming The Greatest Love Story Never Told was the ultimate betrayal, according to In Touch.
100%, like I'd never fallen out of love with you. I had just put it over here.
Jennifer Lopez acknowledges that by disclosing every aspect of their relationship to the world, she could have gone too far for Ben Affleck. Ben despises every second of being in the spotlight, but she loves it. She always thought that their love would be sufficient to carry them through whatever. But at the end of the day, they're just two very different individuals. Jennifer Lopez has been upset about being depicted as the bad guy ever since their breakup, but the J-Lo source had some clarifications to make, particularly regarding Ben Affleck.
No goodbye, no see you later, no nothing. Just left.
As charming as Ben can be, he also has a pretty miserable side, which is something Jennifer endured a lot of the time when the cameras were off. They said she never wanted the marriage to end, but the more she reflects, the more she realizes she was doing all the work, constantly trying to lift his moods and make everything perfect for him. Truth be told, she's so much better off without him. Right now, Jennifer is just focused on getting her body back into the best shape possible and her career back on track with new projects and being the best mom she can be, said the insider.
I get to do what I love the most in life.
She's also making a concerted effort to improve her public image. It's no secret that she can be quite the diva, but she also has a very down-to-earth side and wants to highlight that. The rumors of a divorce that have been going about have not yet been verified or refuted by Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. There are indications, though, that they have broken up. The biggest was that the singer and actor used to live together in a house, but the actor moved out. The actor being Ben. He presently lives in a Brentwood rental house. According to reports, J-Lo is upset with her husband for the way he left their estate. Jennifer Lopez was unhappy, according to sources who spoke to Heat World, to find that Ben Affleck had gone through all of their possessions and taken what he wanted when he moved out of their house while she was out of town. Jen expected they'd go through the stuff together and decide who got what, but he's taken it upon himself to totally remove her from the process, an insider dished. He's taken some things she considered hers, which is infuriating. But that's not the most upsetting part. It's the fact that he wanted to do it without her and took all agency away from her. That's just so insulting. If he thinks that she's going to let this slide, he has another thing coming, the source continued. In the meantime, J-Lo and Ben formally listed their Beverly Hills mansion for sale after months of rumors, and they're asking an astounding $68 million for it, according to Entertainment Tonight. But there might be hope for Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's union. It has been stated that the couple's kids are attempting to persuade their parents to remain together and resolve their differences. It is said that the children adore their family and wish for their reunion. It's even said that they intend to spend J-Lo's approaching birthday together.
Ben Affleck has been linked to and dated some of the most high-profile celebrities in the scene. His dating life has been in the headline for years. Ben Best known for his relationship with his ex-wife Jennifer Garner and his decades-long love story with Jennifer Lopez, let's take a peek at his full dating history.
Sure.
Please welcome Ben Affleck.
Did you know that before he started dating Hollywood actresses, he was actually in a 7-year relationship with his high school sweetheart? Her name is Cheyenne Rothman, and they dated from 1990 to 1997. According to the Daily Mail, Ben met Cheyenne at a Vermont summer camp while both were high school students at different schools in Boston. They continued their romance while Cheyenne attended a private liberal arts college in Maine, and Ben headed for California after dropping out of the University of Vermont. Cheyenne later relocated to Los Angeles to be closer to her up-and-coming actor boyfriend, and even posed with him on the red carpet at the premiere of Ben's movie Chasing Amy in 1997. The couple broke up in the summer of 1997 before Ben moved on with Gwyneth Paltrow. Cheyenne is now a married mom of 3 who lives her life out of the public eye. Ben Affleck and Gwyneth Paltrow met through Harvey Weinstein in early 1997. They both appeared in Shakespeare in Love, and by 1998, they were a couple. In a 2015 interview with Howard Stern, Gwyneth hinted that their romance was troubled from early on. What she said was, "I think my parents appreciated how he's super intelligent and he's really, really talented and so funny, but he was not in a good place in his life to have a girlfriend. I think they were okay with the two of us not being together." The couple split briefly at the end of 1998, but reconciled when they were both cast in Bounce. They called things off for good in 2000. Gwyneth seemed to look back on the relationship fondly when she described his bedroom skills as technically excellent in a 2022 appearance on her Call Her Daddy podcast. In 2001, Jennifer Lopez and Ben met while filming their 2003 rom-com Flop. Their romance began in 2002 when Jen was still legally married to Chris Judd. Her divorce was finalized in 2003. The couple's relationship frequently made headlines. In November 2002, Ben proposed to J.Lo with a ring that reportedly cost $2.5 million. The engagement only increased scrutiny from the media. In September 2003, just 3 days before their wedding, Ben Affleck called off their wedding. After splitting from J.Lo, Ben was briefly linked to TV ad sales exec and fellow Boston native Enza Sambatero, who went on to marry and later split from Red Sox player Kevin Youkilis. It wasn't the most pleasant experience, Enza told People about their relationship in 2004. Ben met his now ex-wife Jennifer Garner in 2000 while filming Pearl Harbor, while Ben was engaged to Jennifer Lopez and Jennifer Garner was married to Scott Foley. Their romantic relationship didn't begin until 2004 when they were both single and working together on Daredevil. After 9 months of dating, Ben proposed to Jennifer in April 2005. The couple quietly married in Turks and Caicos in June 2005, at which their time reps revealed Garner was pregnant with their first baby. They now have 3 children together. In a rare interview after 10 years together, Ben gushed about his wife. "She is by leaps and bounds the most important person to me in that respect," he said. "Over the past 10 years, she has allowed me to have a stable home life while accomplishing my professional goals." Amid reports about Ben's infidelity and gambling, the couple announced their plans to divorce in June 2015. Jennifer Garner opened about their split in 2016 interview with Vanity Fair. "He's the love of my life," she said. "He's the most brilliant person in the room, the most charismatic, the most generous. He's just a complicated guy." She also addressed rumors that he had an affair with the couple's nanny that stated that she and Ben were separated for months before the rumors came to light. "She had nothing to do with our decision to divorce," she said. The couple officially filed for divorce in 2017 while continuing to put on a united front. Jen publicly supported Ben as he sought treatment for alcohol addiction, even driving him to rehab shortly before finalizing their divorce. The couple have remained on good terms and are regularly seen together with their children. "I'm very lucky she's the mother of my children. I'm very grateful and respectful of her," Ben said of his ex-wife in 2021. Ben went public with his romance with Saturday Night Live producer Lindy Shukas in 2017, but sources speculated the romance may have started as an affair as far back as 2013 while both were married. In 2017, a source claimed to People that Jennifer Garner even confronted Shukas about the unconfirmed affair in 2015. Lindsay refused to back down or quit the affair, the source alleged. Breakup rumors began to swirl in August 2018 when Ben was spotted with model Shauna Sexton. However, the couple later reconciled in February 2019 before splitting for good a month later, with a source claiming Ben reverting back to his bad habits played a role. Ben was briefly linked to model Shauna Sexton when the pair were spotted getting dinner in Malibu. Shauna posted a photo of Ben on Instagram while the pair were enjoying a getaway in Montana. However, days later, Ben returned to rehab and sources claimed to People that the duo were no longer seeing each other and that the fling was never serious. Shauna later hit back at the trolls, blaming her for Ben's relapse in her Instagram comments. She wrote, "He makes his own decisions. Blaming a 22-year-old for someone's 3rd time in rehab? is just ridiculous. Ben briefly dated musician Katy Cherry in 2019. The relationship was first confirmed by US Weekly in October, but Cherry later revealed that they first met online through a dating app called Raya in June. We FaceTimed for 4 months before we met. It wasn't every day, but it was every once in a while, she told In Touch in 2021. She confirmed that they dated for about 3 months after finally meeting in person in October, but it fizzled out. Ben met Ana de Armas while filming their psychological thriller Deep Water in late 2019. Their romance was confirmed in March 2020 when they were spotted on a romantic getaway in Cuba, a month before Ana made their romance Instagram official. In January 2021, people confirmed the couple split. Ana broke things off due to the media attention that she called horrible. Fresh off of his breakup with Ana, Ben reportedly got back in touch with his ex-fiancée Jennifer Lopez via email while her relationship with Alex Rodriguez was winding down. In May 2021, rumors about a rekindled romance swirled when the couple were spotted together in Montana. Jennifer Lopez confirmed the reconciliation in July 2021 when she posted a photo of her and Ben kissing on Instagram before stepping out of their first red carpet together in 2 decades. However, in May 2024, reports about the couple's marital troubles began to swirl. They started having issues a few months ago as Jen started ramping up work commitments and prepping for her tour. While the couple has not addressed any rumors, it was reported that Ben has moved out of their shared home and is living in a separate property.
Ben Affleck's been known as the saddest actor in Hollywood, but what's his deal? If you want to know more info on the guy, then keep watching because these are some surprising facts about Ben Affleck.
This is me content.
Did you know he kickstarted Matt Damon's career in Hollywood? The beginning of Affleck and Damon's friendship is fairly well known. They lived 2 blocks apart while attending the same high schools in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and first met when Affleck was 8 and Damon was 10. Apart from teasing Damon in Harvard Yard, Affleck was the one who guided him towards pursuing a career in films. After introducing Damon to his agent in New York, who had already signed a few jobs as a kid star, Affleck's agent decided to sign Damon as well. He and Matt also had a joint bank account, which they utilized to combine funds for their audition trip to New York City. Matt and Ben were well on their way to becoming an elderly married couple even as teenagers. Here's a good one. At Harvard, Ben Affleck's father was a janitor. You probably already knew that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's big break, Good Will Hunting, was a personal project, but you may not realize just how personal. It turns out that similar to Damon's role in the film, both Affleck's father and his undergraduate girlfriend worked as janitors at the Ivy League university. Ben's dad was a janitor in the yard and his girlfriend was a janitor in my dorm, so I was sensitive to kids making a mess. Damon explained in a 2013 speech at Harvard. All of that was in the soup of Good Will Hunting. Another fact, Ben ended his relationship because he couldn't support Gwyneth Paltrow's way of life. Ben Affleck dated Shakespeare in Love actress and future wellness expert Gwyneth Paltrow prior to his widely reported relationship with Jennifer Lopez, but their lifestyles weren't exactly compatible. The germ grass and meditation, that is not my thing, he said in an interview after their breakup. I'd say that we're not together because Gwyneth is much more evolved than I am. She is close to inner peace, whereas I have a very difficult time sitting still. Did you know Ben Affleck revealed his stint with J-Lo in a newspaper ad? Affleck penned a several $1,000 full-page Hollywood Reporter ad in 2002, congratulating a then-married J-Lo on being named Show West's Female Star of the Year, also known as the most expensive pickup line ever. You have shown kindness, dedication, diligence, humility, graciousness of spirit, beauty and courage, great empathy, astonishing talent, real poise and true grace, Affleck wrote. I only wish I were lucky enough to be in all your films. With love, respect, and gratitude, Ben Affleck, he said in a tearful farewell. Afterwards, she composed a song about him. I believe that God created you for me, a blend of intense devotions. J-Lo says in her 2002 song, Dear Ben, I write this song to let you know that you will always be my lust, my love, my man, my child, my friend, and my king. Didn't exactly work out that way, but we respect the sentiment. He also got a few silly tattoos. Affleck stunned his ex-girlfriends by getting the classic midlife crisis tattoo, a large back piece of a phoenix emerging from the flames, after splitting from Jennifer Garner. However, Affleck's ink mishaps don't end there. He has other tattoos, including an ugly spot on his right shoulder from another poor choice, and a dolphin on his right hip that he received in an attempt to cover an old tattoo of his high school girlfriend's name. He blushes and continues, I was 16 16. I got a fake ID, went out and got a tattoo of barbed wire, then I decided I didn't like the tattoo. Affleck told the New York Times, explaining that he got roses etched over it. I didn't like the roses either, he said. He once almost shut down an episode of Gone Girls over a hat. Because Affleck is such an ardent Red Sox supporter, he turned down David Fincher's idea that his character wear a Yankees cap during a sequence in Gone Girl. Because of Affleck's intense animosity towards the team, Fincher had to halt production for 4 days in order to find a solution. The Mets cap was chosen. I said, "David, I love you. I would do anything for you." Affleck told the New York Times, "But I will not wear a Yankees hat. I just can't. I can't wear it because it's going to become a thing, David. I will never hear the end of it. I can't do it, and I couldn't put it on my head." Rumor has it that Ben Affleck rewrote parts of Batman v Superman in his Batman suit. Although I'd like to think that Ben Affleck deliberately put on his bat suit during rewrite sessions to obtain creative inspiration, a source told Us Weekly that he was frequently spotted working on the script while decked up as the Caped Crusader. He would go into the wardrobe and get all suited up for the day in his Batman suit, the source said. Then he would sit around reworking the script. Ben wasn't thrilled with it and would find himself on multiple occasions fixing it the day of. His early career is very interesting. Growing up in Cambridge, Massachusetts, Affleck became lifelong friends with Matt Damon, his neighbor. In 1984, Affleck starred in The Voyage of the Mimi, a mini-series on the public broadcasting service. His first part was in a Burger King advertisement. In the TV films Hands of a Stranger in 1987 and The Second Voyage of Mimi, 1988, he carried on his acting career as a teenager. Affleck attended Occidental College and the University of Vermont for a short time, but he left before receiving his degree to pursue his acting career. Due to his size and height, he was frequently portrayed as a bully in his early career. He also had small roles in indie films, including Kevin Smith's Mallrats in 1995 and the cult classic Dazed and Confused in 1993. After seeing Affleck in a movie, Smith decided to give him a leading role in Chasing Amy in 1997. His directing career is also very interesting. After missing out on an Oscar nomination for the same film, Argo, Ben became the first director in history to win every precursor award for Best Director, including the Golden Globe, BAFTA, Critics' Choice, and Directors Guild Award. This is actually the only instance in which an oddity of this kind has ever arisen in any Oscar category. But he's also won his fair share of Razzies too. He and actress Liv Tyler were nominated in 1999 for the Razzie Award for Worst Screen Couple for the 1998 film Armageddon. He was once more nominated for, and along with co-star Jennifer Lopez in the film Giggly, won the Worst Screen Couple Award in 2004. He was nominated for Worst Screen Couple a second time in 2005, this time with both of the women from the movie Jersey Girl from 2004, Jennifer Lopez or Liv Tyler. Seeing as J-Lo has been in the collective consciousness for a while now, let's take a look at some surprising facts about her. Maybe you'll learn something new.
If that sounds crazy.
One thing about her upbringing, more especially her mother, that surprised me was this. J-Lo had greater aspirations of becoming a full-time dancer than she did of attending college. When she was 18, she moved to Manhattan on her own because her mother, Guadalupe Rodriguez, wasn't very supportive. At times, she slept on the sofa in the dancing studio. Rodriguez informed Jenny that if she wanted to be in the business, she had to get over her emotional outburden and become more resilient. Jenny also received no sympathy from her mother regarding her job decisions. Even in their disagreements, J-Lo has always maintained a tight relationship with her mother. Her mother gave her some extremely wise advice, which she credits, "If you work hard, you can achieve anything." J-Lo comments, and it's true, it's one of the truest things ever.
It was another one of those things my mom just never,
Her unexpectedly brief time in college was filled with unexpected extracurricular activities. Lopez didn't want to attend Baruch College, but she did enroll there. She did so in order to please her parents, and unsurprisingly, she left school after just one semester. When asked what she got on her SATs, she replied, "Nail polish," which might say it all, folks. J-Lo participated in a number of extracurricular activities while attending school. She ran track at the national level, was a member of the softball team, and did gymnastics. Hence, she more than made up for whatever deficiencies she had outside of the classroom.
I was able to feel that very kind of deeply.
Next, let's look at her old nickname and how she takes care of her body. Surprisingly, these go hand in hand. Because of her sensuous curves that resembled those of a guitar, Lopez earned the moniker La Guitarra at the gym, where she was always interested in personal fitness and health. For J-Lo, there's no drinking, no smoking, and very little sugar.
No, I'm not a drinker. I just never started.
She occasionally indulges in her favorite food, chocolate chips, and has an odd cup of decaf coffee, but only in certain instances. Why this strong will? She feels that it maintains her youthful appearance, and she thinks coffee damages skin. The results are hard to disprove. Another interesting fact is her sleep pattern. It's difficult to imagine her not drinking coffee given her roles as host of Shades of Blue on television, judge on World of Dance, and frequent performer at Planet Hollywood. However, Jenny gives up coffee in favor of 9 to 10 hours of sleep, since she firmly believes that getting a full night's rest has incalculable advantages. She claims that 7 or 8 hours of sleep are mandatory for her, even if she is unable to get 10 hours. To be honest, it's probably very healthy. Today, I slept at 4 a.m., woke up at 7:30. Wow, a whole 3.5 hours. That's a new record. Next fact is about her workout regime, her body and her mind. J-Lo has carefully chosen 2 trainers to assist her in maintaining her ideal physical state. While she's in New York, her trainer David Kirsch keeps her occupied, and in Los Angeles, her trainer Tracy Anderson gets her moving. The famous Latina says she appreciates that every trainer has a different approach and that they may change the way her body functions. J-Lo meditates for 20 minutes every day also because she feels like she has to be grounded in the midst of her fast-paced existence. This helps her feel more in control, and I support it. Next, did you know she used to be a backup dancer? That's right, one of J-Lo's first jobs was supporting New Kids on the Block as a dancer in 1991. She appeared in their 18th annual American Music Awards performance. She supported Janet Jackson as a backup dancer as well. Jackson's That's the Way Love Goes music video features a peek of the youthful J-Lo. When J-Lo decided she wanted to do her own thing, she withdrew from her scheduled tour with Jackson. Let's look at her acting career for the next one, and wow. The only actress to ever have a #1 record and a #1 movie in the same week was J-Lo. She received recognition for her 4th album, J-Lo, and the romantic comedy The Wedding Planner, which was released the week of January 22nd, 2001. As a token of appreciation for her mother's steadfast love and support, J-Lo purchased her a brand new Cadillac after landing her first significant starring role in Selena. Jenny also inspired the CEO of Google to literally create a feature from her fashion. Where would we be now if J-Lo hadn't worn the green chiffon extra deep V Versace dress to the 2000 Grammy Awards? You know, the one. Actually, the outfit gave rise to an entirely new method for Google. Google's executive chairman, Eric Schmidt, said there was no surefire way of getting users exactly what they wanted. J-Lo wearing that dress. The birth of Google image search thusly. Her sense of humor is one thing that really surprises me. During her guest appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show, Jenny tricked 2 eager staffers with a hidden camera. Joking around like a diva, J-Lo put on an earpiece and asked the interviewees questions like, "Is my beauty distracting?" making her repeat what DeGeneres said back to her. "Some people are distracted by my beauty," and "What's one of your favorite songs of mine?" I'm sure you know Jenny from the Block are a great couple of lines that she says in the episode. And here's another one that's very wholesome. It's evident from her filmography that Jennifer Lopez enjoys romantic comedies. J-Lo told Redbook, "I've always loved When Harry Met Sally because it really shows men and women and how they are when it comes to relationships. I also love Prelude to a Kiss because it's about someone being in love with not the shell of the woman, but her soul. And that's what I always wanted, someone to love me for my soul, for me as I really am." That's just beautiful.
There's nothing more important, no man, no relationship, no anything, than your girlfriends.
Jennifer Garner is apparently sick and tired of Ben running to her every time he has a little problem with his wife J-Lo. She's reached the end of her rope and she's fed up with acting as Ben's unpaid marriage counselor.
You don't have a choice but to take them all the way.
This is juicy, guys. Let's get into it. While Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck remained close friends after their divorce and have a great co-parenting relationship, Everyone has their limits, and it seems Jenny G has reached hers. As Ben and Jennifer Lopez's marriage is allegedly suffering and on the verge of ending, Ben has been leaning on his ex-wife, and she's growing tired of it. Both Jennifer Garner and her boyfriend John Miller reportedly agree that Ben shouldn't involve her in his marriage problems, as it's not her responsibility and it makes them uncomfortable. Not to mention J-Lo is apparently so highly uncomfortable with this, and I don't blame her, especially because Jennifer Garner is the one that kicked Ben to the curb.
That something is that important that suddenly you're fighting, whatever that is.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner were seen spending a lot of time together recently, but it seems Jennifer has had enough, and she's not interested in offering any more advice to Ben Affleck on his marriage to J-Lo. Jen eventually got to a place where she was like, sorry, figure this out yourself, a source told the Daily Mail. One of the reasons she had to set up boundaries was allegedly that their discussions about marriage were stirring up bad memories. It was beginning to become too painful for her because it was bringing back so many memories of their divorce.
How are we gonna make it? What are we gonna do?
Throughout their marriage, there were times when Jen felt like she was second to J-Lo, even though there was no communication between her and Ben for years, the insider explained. She was surprised at how public he became when they reunited because he was always a man who wanted to be out of the spotlight when they were married. Jen opened up her home and her life to J-Lo because she had moved on from the past. She cares about J-Lo and cares about their kids and how it will affect all of them. But in the end, it's not Jen's circus, not Jen's monkeys, and she's done playing marriage counselor to her ex-husband and his wife, the source concluded.
And if something goes wrong, if you can let it go, let it go.
Jennifer Garner has moved on since divorcing Ben Affleck, and one of the reasons she might be choosing to finally step away from Ben and J-Lo's marriage problems is because of her partner. Jennifer is not the only one who's tired of being involved in Ben and Jennifer Lopez's issues. Her boyfriend John Miller would prefer it if she wasn't so involved in her ex-husband's relationship, which is completely understandable. John isn't worried about them being friends, but he doesn't want Jennifer Garner to feel responsible for this situation. Jen is such a caring and wonderful woman and mother, and there's nothing but a deep friendship and bond between her and Ben, the source clarified. John wants nothing more than for Ben to be okay, but it isn't his girlfriend's responsibility to play babysitter to him. That's for Ben to figure out on his own and for his wife to handle. It isn't Jen's responsibility, and he told her this. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are facing numerous divorce rumors and speculation.
Ben Affleck has hit a breaking point with J-Lo.
After 20 years of separating, the couple decided to give it another go. Was this a mistake? There are so many hints that the couple isn't doing well, including the fact that they are living apart. Ben is renting an Airbnb away from Jennifer for $100,000 a month. Not a good sign.
You're gonna marry a boat captain, and you go, well, I don't like the water.
I'm gonna be taking you guys through some of the most awkward moments that they've faced in the media. Jennifer Lopez was certainly determined to show off the fact that she was in a relationship with Ben Affleck when she released her 2002 album, This Is Me Then. Not only did she name one of its tracks Dear Ben, but she also roped in her actor boyfriend to appear in the video for its lead single, Jenny from the Block. Unfortunately, the public displays of affection that appeared in the latter didn't go down well with the public, or Ben himself for that matter. Ben admitted that he was uncomfortable with all the locking lips, cuddling, and general body contact that went down in the slightly cringeworthy promo. If I ever regret, it was doing the Jenny from the Block music video. But that happened years ago and I moved on. He also said, it not only makes me look like a petulant fool, but it surely qualifies as ungentlemanly. For the record, did she hurt my career? No. Just a few months after their first engagement, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck attended the 75th Academy Awards together. They ended up making the headlines due to a photo that was taken of them locking lips. In the offending photo, Ben and Jenny can be seen locking lips in just one of their countless displays of public affection. Jen seems committed to the peck, and Ben is looking elsewhere, apparently uninterested.
No goodbye, no see you later, no nothing. Just left.
One particular moment in the film Geely had people cringing. In the scene where Jenny's gangster commands Ben's mobster to show off his bedroom skills with the phrase, "It's turkey time, gobble gobble gobble." These 6 words instantly guaranteed this film a place in Hollywood's Hall of Shame, and for many, remains the most embarrassing exchange in the power couple's history. Ben and Jenny split 5 months after the box office Turkey's release.
It was all like nothing really special.
Speaking to Entertainment Weekly in 2022, Ben spoke about how he felt at the time. The funny name, the Jennifer Lopez romance, and overexposure of that, it was kind of a perfect storm. And I remember talking to Marty the Friday it came out, and I was like, it's just spectacular. It's a tsunami. Couldn't be worse. This is as bad as it gets. Just days after getting married, Ben and Jenny were spotted having an intense conversation. The conversation indicated that there was already trouble in paradise. Ben acted with some incredibly animated body language and facial expressions to get certain points across, and although Jenny listened to his every word, her seat shifting suggested that she might not have been entirely comfortable with what he had to say. Social media once again claimed that Ben Affleck was the pure definition of miserable when he turned up to the 2023 Grammy Awards with Jennifer Lopez. Ben spawned another wave of memes thanks to his demeanor at the music ceremony and the tension with host Trevor Noah. Apparently J-Lo and Ben exchanged some words which resulted in him getting up from the table and leaving her there with Trevor Noah. So awkward. We're gonna get into some other seriously awkward moments. Fans did their thing and found other examples of these two in passive-aggressive mode, and this included the time they attended the premiere of Shotgun Wedding. But in the footage taken at the after party, they once again appear to be in some type of dispute. In the offending clip, which lasts a little more than 7 seconds, Ben Affleck can be seen trying to get his point across, while a seemingly uninterested J-Lo takes a gulp of her cocktail drink. You can legit feel them exhausting one another, remarked one TikTok user about the interaction. However, Ben Affleck also had their defenders, with another commenting, "Seriously, people listen to one podcast about body language and think they've got a full degree and 30 years of experience." Never let it be said that Ben Affleck isn't a gentleman. Even when he appears to have the weight of the world on his shoulders, he still finds the time to open and close the passenger door for his wife. Aww. Or, in this case of the clip that went viral in May 2023, aggressively slam it. Yikes. The details of Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's relationship is so messy, guys.
That sounds crazy. It's because we are.
And wow, with these divorce rumors, I wanted to take you through a timeline of this dysfunctional relationship. They've been married for 2 years after reconnecting 20 years after their breakup. But clearly, they're still incompatible because it's definitely not working out for them.
It was all like nothing really special.
So starting from when they met in 2002, we're gonna take a journey to see what the timeline looks like, who else they dated in between, and what really happened in this relationship. Early 2002, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck met on the set of the crime comedy Geely. J-Lo was married to Chris Judd at the time. July 2002, J-Lo was caught locking lips with Ben at her 32nd birthday party, and she filed for divorce from Chris Judd just 2 days later. November 2002, Ben Affleck has a cameo in the Jenny from the Block music video,
I'm real, I thought I told you, I'm really...
which he later said he regretted. He said, "It not only makes me look like a petulant fool, but it surely qualifies as ungentlemanly." Yikes. November 2002, Ben Affleck asked Jenny to go on a trip to Boston to visit his family, and he there proposed to her. It made J-Lo cry, incredible, purging tears of happiness, and her wedding ring apparently cost $2.5 million. Now, in September 2003, they postponed their wedding 1 day before it, claiming excessive media attention.
14 ushers and bridesmaids, and 3 days before, we just crumbled under the pressure.
In January 2004, they officially called it quits. June 5th, 2004, J. Lopez got married to Mark Anthony, who she first met in 1998. June 29th, 2005, Ben Affleck got married to Jennifer Garner, who he met on the set of Pearl Harbor 4 years earlier and started dating in the summer of 2004. July 2011, Mark Anthony and J-Lo, who had 2 children together, announced that they were separating. In June 2014, they finalized their divorce.
It was my first kind of heartbreak.
June 30th, 2015, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck, who have 3 children, announced their divorce days after their 10th wedding anniversary. March 2015, J-Lo tells People magazine that there was genuine love in their decade-old relationship and says tabloid attention put a lot of pressure on them. February 2017, J-Lo started dating former Yankees player Alex Rodriguez. In July 2017, Ben begins dating Saturday Night Live producer Lindsay Shookus. March 9th, 2019, Jennifer Lopez announces she and Alex Rodriguez are engaged. April 2019, Ben and Lindsay break up. March 2020, Ben and his Deep writer co-star Ana de Armas were spotted kissing in Costa Rica. January 2021, Ben Affleck and Ana break up. March 2021, J-Lo and Alex officially split 1 month after calling it off their engagement. The next point after this one is mind-blowing, guys. April 2021, Ben Affleck speaks to InStyle for the magazine's cover story about J-Lo, calling her the hardest working person he's come across in this business. In May 2021, rumors that Ben and Jenny are back together are reported by US Weekly and later confirmed by E! News and People. September 2021, the pair makes their first red carpet re-debut at the 2021 Venice Film Festival and followed it up with a Met Gala appearance. In April 2022, the couple announces their engagement, and J-Lo shows off photos of an 8.5 carat natural green diamond ring. July 16th, 2022, the pair marries in a Las Vegas ceremony and had a party to celebrate at Ben's Georgia estate. In January 2023, J-Lo announced that the couple and their children moved in together. February 16th, 2024, J-Lo releases the album and documentary This Is Me Now, with at least 2 tracks written specifically for her husband, Dear Ben and Dear Ben Part 2. Apparently he was mortified by this. On March 31st, they were seen in public together on Easter Sunday on a lunch date. May 14th, Jennifer Lopez is seen looking at houses without Ben. May 17th, Jenny and Ben were seen together for the first time in 6 weeks outside of a school performance for one of Ben's children in photos published by several tabloids. On May 21st, Jennifer Lopez attended the Mexico City premiere of Atlas Solo while wearing a bridal white gown and simple wedding band. Ben was reportedly absent due to filming schedules in his own upcoming movie. May 22nd, Jen was asked if the rumors about her and Ben are true while at a panel to promote her latest film Atlas. She shut the question down with a quick, "You know better than that," to the person who asked. So she shot down the breakup rumors, but things are really not looking good for these guys. They're even living separately as Ben is renting another home for $100,000 a month.